Pehchan TV's team was at a Kashmir seminar organized by the Kashmir Council Australia and Consulate General and Trade Commission of Pakistan, Sydney, on 25th October, Monday. They took the coverage of the whole event. The organization was held to talk about the plight of Kashmir people, underscore the deteriorating situation of human rights in IIOJ and K, Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, register protests against the forced occupation of IIOJ and K by India and the atrocities being committed by the Indian security forces against the Kashmiri people. Ever since 27th October 1947, Kashmiris haven't been able to attain their rightful and human right. It is one of the darkest days of human history. This day marks a grave human tragedy in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir when 69 years ago Indian occupation forces landed in Srinagar to occupy, subjugate, oppress, and terrorize innocent Kashmiris.
Why October 27th is observed as a black day for Kashmir? When India and Pakistan became independent in August 1947, the principle laid down in partition plan was that the princely states would be given the choice to accede either to Pakistan or India on the basis of their geography and demography. Being a Muslim majority state with 87% Muslim population, Kashmir's accession to Pakistan was but natural.
The minority is getting sick of the RSS government, and even the Sikh community in India, and they are resorting to the referendum, which is on the end of this October. So they are going to decide whether they should stay with India or they could go away.
Indian government is cracking down on human rights and civil rights under the grab of fighting terrorism. I'm sorry, but this is not about fighting terrorism. This is terrorism, state terrorism. Yes, Kashmir has had an armed insurgency, a direct result of state terrorism.
I just think that it is enough to show solidarity. I think we should bring this issue of Jammu and Kashmir wider international forum as such of the Palestine. As you know, we discussed many forums about the Palestinian issues, but the Kashmiri is always sitting behind somewhere in the burner.
As I reflect on that term, I think it's unfair to call it a prison. Because generally in a prison, the wardens are made accountable for the health and well-being of the prisoners. In these two particular examples, Gaza and Kashmir, the wardens indiscriminately kill prisoners.
And over those decades, since the shocking decision of the British colonialists to draw arbitrary lines on a map that's just caused so much death and sadness and destruction, we know that the human rights abuses have become more extreme. Just in the past week, and we've heard from the Consul General about some of the shocking developments.
We know, and we all saw, the appalling intensification that commenced in August of 2019. We saw the internet blackout, the further militarisation, the occupation, the snatching of young men off the street by security forces, the indiscriminate shooting into crowds. And we saw that being driven by an increasingly right-wing Indian government.
We're here, of course, to talk about a situation that stems from the accession of Kashmir to India in defiance of demographic logic, in defiance of the right of self-determination, in defiance of having a plebiscite. The result of those things are the human rights crisis or crises that we've heard about this afternoon.
So, if you want to stay updated, please like, share and subscribe our videos and channel as much as you can. This is Saida Farwa Ali and you're watching Pehchan TV Australia.